Following on from the previous video, we were trying to work out the probability of us hitting the golf ball here and it landing between R1 and R2. So we were trying to work out the probability of the golf ball landing within this region here. Well, the probability would be part divided by a whole. So the probability is part divided by the whole. So the part, which we've done in the previous video, is given by this, and that really equates to this. Okay. What I forgot to explain in the previous video was that when you get to this stage here, so you would notice that this is a constant, this is a constant. Take the two out, take both of them out. That would then give you this. Okay. And then what I forgot to explain was that the antiderivative of this is this thing here. Well, the antiderivative of this is really you looking for something that when you differentiate it, it will give you this thing here. Well, looking at this here, your initial guess should be this, minus e minus x squared. So to find out the antiderivative of this, you should make this to be your initial guess, because when you differentiate this, it will be this. It will give you this. When you differentiate this, it will give you this. So imagine this as being a bubble here. Differentiate this, and it will give you minus e, and then the bubble stays intact. So that would be minus x squared. But then you've got to times with the derivative of the bubble itself. The derivative of the bubble itself would be minus 2x. Okay, so when you differentiate this bubble here, it will be minus 2x. So notice that this minus here will cancel out with this minus. That will give you, that's why this here is a positive. And the 2 here matches up with this 2. And the x here matches up with this x. And this thing here, the original thing is this thing here. The point here is that the antiderivative of this is given by minus e minus x squared here. Okay, so the antiderivative of this is given by this, which is this thing here. Okay, so now, well, so it was blah blah, so the part would be given by this. Okay, I forgot to explain that in the previous video. Okay, sorry about that. So now the part is done. Now we need to consider the whole. So remember the probability is given by part divided by whole. So we've done the part, now we need to take care of the whole part, if that makes sense. Okay, so now the whole part, the whole bit would be this whole thing here. So we will need to revolve this 360 along the y-axis. So we will need to take the integral from 0 all the way to infinity. So we will need to take the integral from 0 all the way to infinity. Well, when we revolve it 360, that's really the circumference. This bit here is the circumference, and the height is given by this. So when you revolve it 360, the whole bit is given by this. Okay. So now notice constant, take them both out. That will then give you this. Okay, and then the antiderivative of this is given by this. So now it's a matter of getting this, take away this. So now it's getting so now it's pi c bracket this thing here, which will be minus e minus infinity squared, if that makes sense. And then it will be minus, and then this thing here minus. Don't forget you've got a minus here, so it would be minus e minus, well, minus 0. Well, the point here is that you've got a minus here and a minus here. Combine the two together and it will give you a positive. Okay, so well, from here that will then take you to here. The thing is, when you look at this here, this thing here, as x tends to infinity, if you get a graph plotter and plot this, if you get a graph plotter and plot this, and then watch what happens when x tends to infinity, well, get a graph plotter and plot this, it will give you this. So this is our y equals minus e whatever. Now, as x tends to infinity, you can see that it's heading towards 0. So the point is that the point is that this bit here is actually 0. As x tends to infinity, this thing here will be 0, and then this thing here, 0 squared will be 0. Well, e to the power of 0 is 1. Okay, so this thing here, hang on. So this thing here will be 0. This thing here will be 1. Okay, so the whole will be given by pi times c. Okay, so remember, probability is given by part divided by whole. Well, the part, which we worked out earlier, is given by this. The whole bit is given by this. So now the two will cancel out, giving you this. So the probability of it falling between R1 and R2 is given by this. Okay.